Hi, my name's Damianne, and today I'm going to be talking about Bastet. She is the Egyptian goddess of fertility and earthly pleasures. In Egyptian mythology, Bast, who is also called Ubasti, Baset, and Bastet, was revered as a solar and war goddess, at least since the Second Dynasty. In the late dynasties, the priests of Amun started calling her Bastet instead of Bast, which is a diminutive and more repetitive form of her name, using an additional feminine suffix. This happened after Sekhmet, who is a similar lioness war deity, became more dominant in the pantheon. Bastet was the local deity of Bast, which we know as Ubasti, where her cult was centered. She was seen as the protector goddess of Lower Egypt, which is why she is depicted as a fierce lioness. As protector, she was seen as defender of the pharaoh, and later the chief male deity, Ra, which gained her the titles of Eye of Ra and Lady of the Flame. Bast was a goddess of the sun throughout most of ancient Egyptian history, but when she was changed into a cat goddess rather than a lioness, she was also adopted by the Greeks, who were occupying Egypt during that time. And in Greek mythology, she is a goddess of the moon, known as Ailuros. Cats in ancient Egypt were revered highly, partly due to their ability to combat vermin such as mice and rats, which threaten key food supplies, and snakes, especially cobras. Cats of royalty were, in some instances, dressed in gold and jewelry and allowed to eat from their owners' plates. Because of this society's reverence for cats, Bastet rose as a major cat deity as opposed to a minor lioness deity in the 22nd dynasty. Turner and Bateson, who co-authored The Domestic Cat, The Biology of Its Behavior, suggests that the status of the cat in ancient Egypt is roughly equivalent to the status of a cow in modern India. The death of a cat might leave a family in great mourning, and those who could would have them embalmed or mummified and buried in a cat cemetery, pointing to the great prevalence of the cult of Bastet. In Bastet, over 300,000 cat remains were found, mummified and buried next to their owners. As Divine Mother, and more especially as protector, Bast became associated with their patron goddess, Wadjet, and became known as Wadjet Bast for a time. This paralleled the similar pairing of patron and goddess for the patron of Upper Egypt, Nekhmet, and the lioness protector, Sekhmet. When Bast was renamed to Bastet, which literally means of the ointment jar, she became regarded as the goddess of perfumes and gained the title Perfumed Protector. In connection with this, when Anubis became the god of embalming, Bastet was seen as his wife, as the goddess of ointment. Lower Egypt's loss in the wars between Lower and Upper Egypt led to a decrease in Bast's ferocity, and she became depicted as a domestic cat instead of a lioness, although she was sometimes shown holding a lioness mask, just hinting at potential ferocity. Since domestic cats are tender and protective of their offspring, she became sort of a mother goddess and was depicted with numerous kittens at times. Due to this, if an Egyptian woman wanted to have children, she would wear an amulet around her neck showing Bast with a certain number of kittens, determining how many children she wanted to bear. Eventually, her position as protector and patron of Lower Egypt led to her being identified with the more substantial goddess, Mut, whose power had risen with that of Amun, and they were known as Mut-Wadjet Bast. The worship of the goddess Bast continues today through some Kemetic Reconstructionalist religions. There are even some Bast cults, which may be found online, and which technically predates most of today's religions. The word demon comes from ancient Babylonian. In fact, Babylonians used to worship demons, but for them, demon meant something completely different than it does for us today. Find out what that is on our next video. Thank you for joining me today and learning a little bit about the ancient Egyptian goddess Bastet. Please leave me some comments, rate my video, and come check out our channel. All right, bye. Okay, I have to calm down. I don't know. This should be a lot easier than it is.
It'll make you feel better. I'll show you mine.
Right. Okay, Bastet is the local deity of Bast. Can't remember.